You know, when I was a lot younger, I used to think that older people were just the most virtuous, selfless, loving people in the world. I used to think like, oh, there's an old man right there. He must just be a wonderful guy. You know, some of the times it is that, as you go through life, you become softer and nicer to the younger generation. But there is the group of people who are just mean, assholes, miserable to the younger generation. And then we could go a little bit further to the actual dangerous human beings that just happen to be older. You know what I mean? Because today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a serial R-word murderer who got away with this shit for 45 years. I felt like, you pass people in the street and you make assumptions about people like, oh, she's probably a mom. Like, oh, he looks like a nice old grandpa. He probably has grandkids that he loves, You wouldn't really expect to look at this old man and say like, he probably killed 2 people. He probably killed a bunch of people in his past. And that's exactly what we have today. Just an old timer chilling out, cooling, living his best life until his past caught up with him. And there is actually police interrogation with this guy. So I couldn't help myself. Let's go ahead and talk to the 60-something-year-old serial killer that the police caught decades and decades and decades and decades later. Let's go ahead and check this thing out, man.
Hi, good morning. I'm so sorry. I'm super embarrassed. Yeah. Hi, puppy.
Let me get.
This man is 74-year-old John Arthur Getreu, an elderly homeowner in Hayward, California. What he doesn't know is that he's speaking with an undercover officer closing in on a decades-old secret, and things are about to take an unexpected turn.
One thing I'll tell you about California, there are a lot of psychopaths out here. I don't know what it is. I don't know how. It's like you can almost feel it. You can feel the energy, bro. I think it also is a lot of open land in between these pockets of cities. So it kind of promotes that behavior as well. It's just like the perfect storm to create monsters like this. But this guy didn't even grow up in Cali. We're going to get to his story in a minute.
I was turning around in your driveway and I accidentally hit your car.
Which one?
The one parked in the driveway. Do you want to maybe take a look to see if we should exchange insurance information?
Take a peek.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. So embarrassing.
Sure, something. Yeah, go ahead. Hands behind your back. Face the car. Go ahead and face the car.
Fucking gaffled his ass up real quick.
Anybody else in the house? No, my wife's at work.
Deputies give John a routine pat-down before he's led to the front seat of a police vehicle.
Take a seat.
You want to rest on that seat?
You're gonna close the door, make sure the dogs.
Yes.
We'll take care of your dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Though he hasn't been told why he's been arrested, John applauds the deputies for the ruse.
Good line for coming out of the house. Get that guy out of the house.
Months earlier, cold case investigators in Santa Clara County reopened a murder case that had remained unsolved for 45 years. DNA from the crime scene was compared to a public database, allowing investigators to trace a family tree and identify John, a husband, father, and former Boy Scout leader, as the primary suspect.
Bro, they were able to hunt his DNA down through a family tree. Do you understand what that means, bro? That means they didn't even directly connect the DNA to him, probably to a relative first, and then it branched out to everybody else in the database. This DNA shit, boy, this DNA shit is getting out of hand. I mean, obviously this is a good thing, but holy shit, you can't do anything nowadays without getting caught. The guy did this shit 45 years ago, probably before the DNA technology was even at the point it was today to be able to get him. 45 years later. That's shit. There was this movie I saw years ago with my parents, and it's like these police officers that can tell when you're about to do a crime in the future, and they arrest you before that point. I feel like we're getting close to that. Like, damn. Soon we're going to be looking into the future to see what this guy might do. But anyways, let's continue.
Investigators bring him in for questioning, hoping to uncover the truth. Is this devoted husband and father simply the wrong man? Or has his carefully lived life been a cover for something far more sinister? The following is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before.
So I'm Sergeant Cortez, okay? I'll let you know what's going on and why you're here today.
Yeah,
okay?
I'd like to know.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. Before I let you know what's going on, I just want to get your personal information. Just confirm your name. Your full name is John Arthur
Getreu.
Getreu?
Getreu.
Okay. Were you ever in the military?
No.
No. Have you ever been arrested in the past?
No.
John shares basic information about his past and childhood, revealing that he was born in Newark, Ohio, and spent the early years of his life moving frequently due to his father's long military career. He spent a significant part of his teen years in West Germany, where his family lived on a U.S. military base.
Now, you mentioned that he had never been arrested. And I found out something happened in Germany.
Okay.
Can you tell me about
I
that?
was arrested in Germany.
Okay, what happened with that? Can you tell me about that?
I was accused of murder.
The revelation is especially jarring, given that he's here today on accusations of his involvement in a completely separate murder.
Tell me about what happened. What was the accusation against you?
I killed a chaplain's daughter.
Okay.
And that was all I knew.
Okay. Did they?
Something about women and this guy, because soon you're going to start to draw a lot of noticeable comparisons between that past crime and the one they're looking at today. I don't know if he just liked to dominate women and ended up accidentally killing them, or if killing them was his thing. But this guy specifically would go after younger women. And now all of a sudden he has a wife and kid. Bro, you're living with someone who might just wake up and decide to kill you. Now, granted, he's been with his wife for years, it seems like, so he kind of left that in the past. But it's kind of crazy how people like this can do all of that and then morph back into like a regular person and hide all that shit.
Do you remember what happened with this young female?
No.
No?
I didn't even know her.
The young girl, 15-year-old Margaret Williams, attended a dance at an American youth club one Saturday night in 1963, when John was just 18 years old. The two were said to have met on the street shortly after, where she agreed to let him walk her home. Her body was discovered.
Now listen, I don't know what the times were like back in the day, but if I ever saw my son walking a 15-year-old girl home, I'd have to have a conversation with him. The fuck are you doing? What were you being nice, or were you romantically interested, grown ass man? Bruh, you can't make this shit up. He was doing this shit since 18, bro. He's in his 70s now. Never been caught. And this is one of those things where I say, like, you know, the best criminals are never on the news. They'll never pass AG Tactical, because there are some people out here who just never get caught. A lot, for that matter. I feel like it's becoming less and less now as technology is progressing. There's a lot of cold cases being discovered. But there's still a percentage out there that really just know how to get away with this shit.
Her body was discovered the next day on a baseball diamond behind the club. She'd been sexually assaulted and strangled.
You didn't even know her? Why did they arrest you? I mean,
Probably the next day.
Okay.
After they found the body, I guess.
Okay. How did they tie you to this body? How did they connect you to this body?
Somebody had seen me, walk that direction or walk towards a school, or
Okay.
it was an elementary school.
Okay. Did you? I mean, I don't know the details of what
I
happened.
don't know the details either, so
Okay. Did you actually meet this young lady?
that's what they say.
Though John maintains his innocence, he was found guilty at trial for Margaret's murder, ultimately receiving a sentence of 10 years in a German
10 years, bro. Bro got 10 years for murder. That's crazy to me, bro. That's crazy. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe it's because he was a kid. But you raped and strangled her, allegedly, right? And you only get 10 years? Crazy.
juvenile prison. Because of his age at the time, he was released after serving roughly 2/3 of his sentence. Then he walked free.
And so you spent actually 6 years in prison?
Something like that.
Wow. And then how, after you were released, what happened?
I just was dropped off at McGuire Air Force Base, and my father picked me up, and that was it.
That was it? You came back to the
Never
United
heard
States?
a word from him. Nothing.
Okay.
After returning to the United States, John moved to California and in 1975 was once again at the center of a serious crime.
And then at some point, there was another accusation against you about a sexual assault from the Palo Alto Police Department?
Palo Alto Police Department.
Okay.
That's when I was the leader of an Explorer post.
Okay. Can you tell me about what happened there?
Nothing.
Okay.
You know, I
It's
was
just
accused, interviewed, and that was it.
Okay. What's this allegation? I got to ask you.
Yeah.
This allegation that this young girl made against you that you sexually assaulted
Yeah.
her. Did that actually happen?
No, not that I, yeah.
Not that I, see, the problem is he's had 45 years to forget about all this shit. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even think about that little girl. He probably thinks about her once a month, because when you do some heinous shit like this, I'm sure it comes back into your memory banks. But 45 years later, my guy, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? It's been a long time. So now he has to actually create a lie for something that happened 45 years ago. Oh yeah, he's cooked. His goose is fucking cooked. You can't even create a lie properly because you personally don't even remember. Meanwhile, you have these detectives who spent the last 2 weeks diving into every single crevice and detail of the case. You know what I mean? So you could tell he's like, get a lawyer. But actually, never mind. Don't get one, because this is too good.
Not that I know of. And if I was arrested for specifically that and then not even tried, and then nothing's happened, like I told him, nothing happened.
Yeah.
I never saw her again. You know.
Did you end up serving time for that? Do you remember?
No, I didn't. I didn't serve any time that I know of.
Okay.
I can't. You know.
Okay.
It was so piddly that.
You weren't didn't go to trial or anything
No.
like that? Okay.
According to multiple news sources, John was 31 years old when the teenager came forward, claiming he not only assaulted and strangled her, but
Same shit. He was trying to kill her so she couldn't talk, and he likes them young. If you don't go to your fucking 50, 60-year-old wife and stop playing these games, well, at the time, probably 30-year-old wife, but he's a creep. He's 100% a creep, a fucking weirdo. And man, people like this live all over, guys. That's why I say you really gotta, I don't know. I feel like everybody has an intuition, maybe some stronger than others, but you really gotta follow your intuition. When you think like, nah, that's just the movies, it really fucking isn't. I promise you it isn't. I'm pretty sure I've talked to and shaken the hands of many chomos before, and I get the inkling too. You meet people every day. If you get that feeling, that means it's true. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. 90% of the time, that shit's true.
threatened to kill her if she didn't comply. He received a 6-month sentence, serving just 30 days on weekends after 5 were suspended.
So I want to tell you a little bit about my investigation, okay? Are you familiar with the with Palo Alto area, Stanford area, the hills in Stanford?
Yeah.
You ever go out there? You
I
ever,
was a scout leader. I traveled all those hills.
what hills? Which hills are you talking?
Well, we were out in the Bay, Half Moon Bay Hills,
Okay.
and I traveled up through there, hiked with the boys.
I like the police officer's demeanor too. He's leaning forward, pressuring them. You notice how OG is in the back seat like this? He's all up in his grill. He's doing that shit on purpose.
Did you ever go in the hills, like in the area around Page Mill Road? Page Mill Road, like just west of Stanford?
No.
No, you never went to that area?
No.
Okay. So I'm investigating there's a murder up there in the hills. Would there be any reason that you were ever up in those hills? No?
No.
Leslie Marie Perloff was a 21-year-old Stanford University graduate working as a law clerk at the North County Law Library in Palo Alto, California in 1973. Her body was found dumped in the Stanford Dish hiking area. A floral scarf was found tightly knotted around her neck and had been used as a ligature to strangle her to death. It was DNA found beneath her fingernails that led them to John,
That's insane.
who at the time worked near the Stanford campus as a security guard.
You ever see this young lady?
Oh, yes,
know
you
her?
have.
No, who's that?
It's
The second he seen her face, he knew who she was. And that's his MO, strangling. You know what I'm saying? That's his whole thing. He just wants to strangle. That's his whole thing. The only reason he probably stopped was because he was getting a little too old for that shit. He was already in his 30s. You know what I'm saying? He was probably like, you know what? They're starting to squirm away a little easier. Maybe I should stop and take the W while I'm still on top. That's what it feels like happened. Shit's crazy.
young lady that an investigation I'm doing, and she was murdered. Do you ever see her at all?
No.
She look familiar?
Now keep in mind his track record is like 2 right now, so 3 would not be shocking at all.
Leslie's 1972 orange Chevrolet Nova was found parked at the gate of an old quarry near Old Page Mill Road, just east of where her body was found.
Do you remember ever stopping by the side of the road and looking into this vehicle?
No.
It's an orange Chevy Nova.
No.
No?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know the name Leslie Perlov? Leslie Perlov?
No.
No? Okay. She wasn't a girlfriend of yours?
Oh, no.
Okay. I had to ask.
She's cute anyway.
Yeah, very.
That would be
very cute.
she'd be about 18 years old, I guess.
Okay.
At Stanford. Yeah, Stanford graduate. Yeah.
How would he know her age? Just weird commentary. He's saying, oh, but she was pretty though, but she would be around 18. You're doing that listen, for an old guy, you're doing that mathematics damn fast there, sir. The mathematics is just going crazy. How did you know she was 18? Just by looking at the picture. You know exactly who the fuck that is. He probably watched her for 2 months, walking in and out of class until he finally decided to strangle and rape her. That's what probably happened. Campus security. Listen, to all the ladies out there, it could be anybody. You know, campus security in general, you know, keep your eyes open. It could be the pizzeria guy. If you get the feeling that these people are creepy, they probably are.
But that's it. I don't even recognize her.
Curiously, the sergeant hasn't shared with John that Leslie was a Stanford graduate.
Why do you say she's a Stanford graduate?
Well, just by the way she dresses and all in
Okay.
this area, you know.
Sure.
But, you know, I didn't say graduate either. I said, you know, she's a college kid.
Oh, okay. Now this young lady was
He said
obviously murdered, like I said. She was strangled.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever think about doing anything like that?
Nope.
I know that you were accused of a sexual
Yeah.
assault, right? Would you ever think about committing a sexual assault?
I have no reason for it.
And I'm going to ask you these tough questions because it's just part of the investigation. When you were younger, did you ever fantasize about sexual assault?
It's what it sounds like by looking at my record.
Yeah. Or killing a young woman? Okay.
No.
In this investigation, if your DNA was on this young lady, why would you think your DNA was on her?
Haven't the slightest idea.
Were you involved in the murder of this young girl?
Nope.
You know, sometimes DNA just takes catch to the wind. Like if I sneeze too hard and there's somebody downstairs and the particles touch their face, you know, my DNA might be left on them for the rest of my life. And if they ever die, you know what I mean? Shit, they might come and get me. You know what I mean? That never happens. That's 0% of the time ever happened. You have to actually be in the room touching shit, holding on to shit, scratching at things. Come on. For them to have enough DNA to actually go back to him, that means she was like clawing on him, Probably.
As the sergeant continues to press for answers, John inches closer to a major mistake, not yet aware of what he's about to give away.
You know about DNA and how it's transferred, right?
Yeah.
What?
This can be how it's transferred. I can always just tell.
Okay, tell me about
Yeah,
that.
one is semen.
Okay,
One is from the mouth.
sure. Yeah.
That's the only two that I know of.
Okay.
Now, if there's some that are bodily, other than these two transferred, then it's totally different.
Okay. And you know about technology now, advances in
Technology
technology.
is getting good.
Yeah. So there's.
They're catching them every day.
Yeah. How do you think your DNA would be on a person?
Don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
Especially this person or these two persons.
What two persons?
Well, that you're talking about.
Yeah.
The two young women.
Okay. I showed you a picture of that one young lady.
Yeah. No.
Okay. What's the second young lady?
The one up on the one up on the hill.
Okay.
Yeah. There's two different places you're talking about.
Okay. One of them's up on the hill?
Yeah.
Okay. And then up on what hill? Well, you mentioned the hill.
Yeah. You mentioned.
I mentioned the hills.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the other one?
I think he just snitched himself out. I think he thought they knew more than what they actually did. What fucking hill? You mean where you buried her? Like what? I'm telling you, bro, he's too old for this shit. He probably would have got away with this 20 years ago, but he's too old for this shit now.
Because I don't remember another one.
Well, there's the two girls. There's not both the same place.
Okay. I mentioned one girl up on the hill.
Yeah, the okay, wherever she was, wherever the second girl was.
Oh, okay.
While the sergeant doesn't yet know it, another woman was found in the Palo Alto area in 1974, 1 year after Leslie's body was discovered. 21-year-old Janet Taylor was found dumped along Sand Hill Road in the same Stanford Dish hiking area. According to news sources, she'd also been assaulted and strangled to death. The serial killer responsible for the deaths of both Leslie and Janet would escape justice for decades, until now.
I think I'm at my
That shit is crazy. He actually said, don't forget the next one. Don't forget the other one I murdered on a completely separate occasion. Shit. No, this guy was a monster, and now he's living with a wife and a kid. Now he's living a happy life with a wife and a kid. Shit, bro. I hope he rots in jail, bro. I hope the rest of his days are very fucking miserable.
That,
I'm guilty, and that's it.
Well, I'm trying, well, there's a couple things, John. Your DNA's on her.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not trying to find out who did it.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to find out is why you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you know more than you're telling me.
No, I wish I knew.
With John refusing to admit the truth, another investigator joins in the effort to obtain a confession, and the added pressure will soon tear his lies even further apart.
It's not an accident that your DNA got there. Your DNA and the type of DNA and where it is on the victim, there's no other explanation.
Mm-hmm.
You committed this crime.
Yeah, you busted a nut. And it's 100,000% you fucking creep. Like, I guess it was 45 years ago. So he wasn't thinking about DNA, but you nasty fucking freak. You're just going to do that, move on, and think you're never going to get caught. Shit. The old kind man downstairs that always gives my son candy. Man, listen, be careful.
We know you committed this crime. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What we don't know is why. And we're going to give you the opportunity to explain it to us.
You don't have to. I thought about it, and that's all I can think of. No.
Know what?
No, I'm not guilty.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you right now you are.
Okay, fine.
Okay? You had to have known this day was coming.
Yeah, I know that. That's why it took so damn long.
As they push harder for the truth about Leslie, John once again lets slip that she wasn't the only one he left in the hills.
So why her?
I don't even know who she is. If that's the first girl or the one girl that's up on the hill or whatever, you know.
What do you mean the first girl?
Well, he said there's two people, there's two girls, unless I misunderstood him. They were killed within probably an hour of each other and 2 hours of each other, or day, or who knows.
What is he talking
Do you
about?
remember? How do you remember those details?
Some of the questions he's asked me.
Do you remember seeing any newspaper articles or media about those?
Nobody, but that girl there is not the other one that he showed me. If that's the girl there with, the other picture, I doubt it.
Why's that?
I mean, look at the body.
Mm-hmm.
It could be somebody else. I don't think they're the same one.
Is that why you don't recognize her?
No.
Because that's not the girl that you
I'm
killed?
not questioning. I don't recognize her. I've never seen her.
Do you think it was a different girl that you killed and that's not the one we're
I
showing
didn't
you?
kill any girl.
You didn't kill the girl in Germany?
No. Well, that's total different. That's when I was 18 years old or younger.
In a final confrontation, investigators forced John to face the mounting evidence against him.
There's a situation in Germany where a girl ends up dead and you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a situation
Here. That was
years later after you came back to the States where a girl ends up dead and you say you weren't there, yet your DNA is there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the chances are of that?
Look at him playing with the fucking little thing on the corner, just playing with it, touching it and wiggling it. He is feeling the pressure. He was holding that I don't give a fuck demeanor for a good while. Now he's just playing with all types of shit like a child in the room. Take another sip of that Coke, bro. Take another sip.
I don't know.
What would you do if you were us and you were investigating this case? What would that look like to you?
There's a brick wall.
What do you mean there's a brick wall?
Well, I mean, you found out, you couldn't find out, so.
What do you mean I found out and I couldn't find
Oh,
out?
nothing. I'm just let it go.
Well, you understand it's my job not to let things like that go, right?
I have nothing to say about it.
It's got to be quite a burden, John.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to put the questioning from here on, unless I'm represented by somebody in the courts.
What do you mean?
A lawyer.
You'd like a lawyer?
I like a lawyer.
Okay. Thanks, John.
After requesting a lawyer, the interrogation came to an end. But justice quickly caught up with 74-year-old John Arthur Getreu, who was arrested and booked into the Santa Clara County main jail.
Yeah, you see that face right there? You see that face right there? That's who he really is. He's not a kind old man at all. And that's the face that those women probably saw when he was strangling them. That's who he is right there. That's the face. That's who we're looking for. You know what I mean? Listen, that goes to show that time does not fix evil. If somebody's just evil, they're just evil. What a nasty motherfucker. The thing that really fucks me up is that he actually had a kid with somebody and lived a normal life for probably my entire existence. Like 25, 26, 27 years or some shit. That's insane to me.
With a $10 million bond. In January 2019, DNA from the torn crotch of Janet Taylor's underwear was also determined to be a match for John. In September 2021, a jury found him guilty of first-degree murder with infliction of great bodily injury in the killing of 21-year-old Janet Taylor. He was sentenced to 7 years to life in prison, finally putting a serial killer who had escaped justice for decades behind bars for good. In January 2023, he pleaded
7 years to life. I'm pretty sure they're just assuming, he's going to stay in there for life. Don't let that get you fucked up.
guilty to the murder of Leslie Perloff and received a second life sentence to be served consecutive with the first. According to multiple news sources, John Getreu died of natural causes on September 22, 2023, at the age of 79. His DNA remains in the state database and will continue to be compared against evidence from unsolved murders in the ongoing effort to close more cases.
What a fucking piece of shit. Well, you know what? It sucks he died that soon, but at least he got to spend those final years in suffering. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that guy 100%. You guys let me know what you think about that, man. Literally collecting them like Pokemon, just killing one girl after the next and not getting caught. Which kind of goes to show, if you have some sort of an authority image on you, like maybe you're security, maybe you're a police officer, maybe you're in the military, maybe whatever. Those people are there's an easier way for them to squeeze and wiggle out of things because people just assume that they're good people, you know? But anyways, I just wanted to bring that to you. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you real soon, man. Stay inside, stay safe. I love y'all. Peace.